It's time for the Eric Barnes Show. Find out what is going on inside Boonville Pioneer Baseball, straight from the coach. Exclusively on the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network. Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Hey everyone, Joey Chestnut here, world champion competitive eater. I follow Southwest Indiana Sports Network, and if you're hungry for sports, you should follow them too.
Follow the Southwest Indiana Sports Network at SWISportsnetwork.com or search Roku for our channel at SW Indiana Sports Network.
Welcome to the Eric Barnes Show. And Coach, last week you played at South Spencer on Tuesday, and you played last night. You played Evansville North at home. And why don't you recap both those games for us?
So with South Spencer, you look at the record; they are down a little bit from what they expected and what they have been over the years. So the big thing for us was not to really take any opponent for granted, to really come out with some intensity and some fire, and I think we did that. The motto on my lineup card that day was to play angry, and I think we accomplished that. That was our most complete game of the season. When you look at 11 runs, about 10 or 11 hits, and the big thing for us was no errors, and that's kind of been our bugaboo a little bit this year is the defense in spots, and but we really played a complete game that game, and we were excited to go out there and to be able to compete, and I think we channeled some of those emotions from the Castle game the night before, and I think that really got us focused, and we just hope that we were able to sustain that and just those feelings and that mindset that we took into South Spencer. We just hope we continue that. But really impressive outing from a lot of different guys. You maybe look at the top there with Dominic Sharp on the mound. Complete game, was just cruising, gave up a couple of hits. Hunter Keebler has been a really big staple for us in the lineup. Tyler Reinhardt as well, and both of those guys had really good days at the plate. Mason Gladish was terrific as leadoff hitter, behind the plate as well too. So he was a big factor in that game, and there was a number of other guys too. I know Jordan Beasley had a hit, and he's a senior infielder for us, and has done a really nice job kind of steadying that infield defense. And there's just a number of guys that really contributed that game, and that really helps you as a team when you're not leaning on 3 or 4 guys to really kind of generate everything offensively. Is really nice, and I think that just shows a lot of nice growth that we have, and the strides they've been making, ever since they came into high school. So that was great to see that, and unfortunately Thursday against Tale City, hoping to carry that momentum, got rained out and pushed to next Monday. But playing North last night, obviously, that program is extremely talented. Coach Jones is actually my high school coach, and got his first start with Bossy when I was a freshman, and he's an unbelievable leader, a fantastic motivator. He is extremely smart baseball-wise and has done such a nice job from year one to North to what they are now. And I just think that just speaks to just the culture that they have out there. And, just talking about the game a little bit, yesterday we had some guys get some work in that haven't pitched in a while, Jake Fuller, Hunter Keebler specifically. And North was able to really get things going and put a 5 spot up early. We didn't really have a clean inning defensively, but you got to give them a lot of credit. They came out swinging the bats, They had some guys who were able to steal, and that just shows you kind of the difference between the two schools and you know, the kids that can play and the kids that are going on to the next level. So they were able to show that to us early. But then we made a pitching change, brought in Hunter Keebler, and I thought he really competed. You look at the numbers and you look at the scoreboard, you may not think so, but you know, learning for him, you know, how to execute pitches against teams like that, which is really what you want, because he's going to be in that spot next year. He's going to be one of those guys that are pitching Tuesdays and Thursdays for us, and for him to be able to learn and to really kind of see and challenge himself, I think is just ultimately going to help him. But we were able to scratch 2 at the end. It was a run rule, a 5-inning run rule. The final score wound up being 12-2, but you know, giving up 600 runs too changes the complexion of the game. And, you know, we're looking at a 6-2 ball game there, a little more respectable, and maybe you walk away with a little more confidence. But I believe that, you know, at some point we're going to get to a level where we can go out there and really compete to win. And, you know, but right now for us, I mean, these games are perfect because they really kind of show us who we are and allow us to grow and reflect on things that we really need to take a mirror at, because, you know, that sectional draw came out on Sunday. So we know what our fate is, and we know what we've got to do to get better to make that run. So I think playing a good schedule like that and against, you know, teams that have had perennial success and state titles over the years, I think ultimately is great for us, because we're going to have to grow and get better each time. So I think that's a fantastic schedule that we're playing, and we were shown that last night with North. So give a lot of credit to them. They're an extremely talented team in 4A.
And, you know, Pocket Athletic Conference-wise, you know, Southridge is 7-0, Forest Park 6-1, and you and North Posey both have 2 losses. You know, you got to be happy that your team's hanging in for the conference title.
We're still in the mix. I know that game Thursday, you know, puts us to a 3-game conference week, but that's gonna test to see how deep we are on the staff. And ultimately, I think it's going to really test and see what kind of character we have. So we're not going to have any complaints. You know, we can't control Mother Nature. She does what she wants to do, and but we know that being in the mix, and we reminded those guys last night that today's game against Tecumseh is extremely huge. You know, it's our only conference game of the week, so we're going to do everything we can to win that. And we know we have a tough task. We know we have a good team in front of us, but you know, right now we're able to control our own destiny, and so we just want to make sure that we know that, make sure that we're up and we're motivated and we're ready to play from pitch one, and I think we'll do that. So yeah, the PAC is still open. We're going to need some help at the top there with Southridge and Forest Park, but there's not a lot that we can do. We can just only play the games that are on our schedule against the teams that are in front of us on the field, and hopefully we can come out with some victories and give ourselves a chance there at the end.
And you're listening to the Eric Chapman Talk Show. And you're listening to the Eric Chapman Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Million Grossman Communications. We'll be back right after these messages from our sponsors.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana High School Sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
And welcome back to the Eric Barnes Show, and we're joined by the Boonville head coach at first softball, Kaylin Chapman. Kaylin, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Feeling really good. Before we get started, why don't you start talk a little bit about your coaching experience and some of your experience playing days?
Sure. So I started coaching at Boonville in 2021. I came in first year head coach at Boonville, and we actually won state that year. I know that the Boonville program has meant a lot to our youth, and seeing that kind of develop underneath me now as the head coach is wonderful to see, and keeping the young ones engaged into Boonville softball and our history. I played softball at Boonville for Mike Wilson. I moved on to Wabash Valley Junior College for 2 years, and then I transferred to University of West Florida and played and finished my 2 years there. I started coaching at Gulf Breeze High School, and I fell in love with coaching and giving back to the game. I always knew I wanted to move home and coach one day. After 3 years of coaching at Gulf Breeze, I moved back home, and here we are. So this is my third year going into Boonville High School head coach, and I am so proud of this team, especially this season. We had, a tragic loss, and she was a part of our program and our team, and just guiding them and leading them to be successful in the midst of a tragedy has been just so overwhelming, but yet humbling to know that the community in our Boonville softball program is still where it needs to be. This season we, started off slow, but we're right where we want to be looking into the sectional that just got drawn on Sunday. We play second game at 7 o'clock versus Mount Vernon at Gibson Southern.
And who are some of the players that we hear from the rest of the season?
Some of the players, I have 3 seniors. We have Ashton Mays. She played third base for us this year, came back from an ACL injury, so it's good to have her back. It's her senior year this year. She hits top of the lineup. And we have Becca Campbell, our shortstop, middle infielder, who's signed with Western Kentucky. She's been a leadoff hitter. She's been quick to get to the ball on the field. She's really taken on that leadership role this year. And then we have our center fielder, Chloe Apple, who will be going to Kentucky Wesleyan to play softball and further her career there. And she's also been a power hitter for us the last few games. And I didn't mention that Ashton Mays is also going to play at Olney Central. So those 3 seniors are all 3 signed, and they are very, very much leaders on our team.
And I know there's 3 weeks left of the season, basically, but the sectional draw came out Sunday. And what can you tell me about the Boonville Pioneers sectional draw?
So we play Mount Vernon. We played them in regular season. We did come out on top. It was a close game. I know that the girls have been working really hard on pitch selection. We've been, coaching them up to gain some confidence and have a plan at the plate. And we're coming around with some timely hits that have really helped us out. Our pitcher, Kaylee Fodge, she's a sophomore. She has been holding the team, letting the team ride on her back. She's not a strikeout pitcher by any means, but she has worked really hard to at least get us some grounders and pop-ups for easy outs. Looking into the sectional, as long as we don't give the opponents, more than 3 outs, stay strong on pitch selection, and keep working and playing to the abilities that we have, it looks like a good setup for us to hopefully be in the championship for the sectional versus Gibson Southern.
Well, Coach, good luck the rest of the season, and good luck in sectional as well.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
And you're listening to the Eric Barnes Show on Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Miller Roseburg Communications. We'll be right back to messages from our sponsors.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
And welcome back to the Eric Chapman Show. And, Coach, I'll tell you what, Boonville's lucky to have you and Caitlin Chapman. I mean, it's a great combination for softball and baseball.
Caitlin's been great. She's been great as a former alumni. It's always nice to be able to come back and make your mark in a program. And, for her to follow Coach Baumgart, who was there for a couple of years after Mike Wilson, if you look at the legacy and you're looking at all the signs and the banners around and the pictures inside the gymnasium, a lot of people would be scared to kind of take on a challenge like that. But I think Caitlin's done a fantastic job, and obviously you can tell from the 2021 team, going all the way to the state championship and winning, she pushes the right buttons. She's got a very storied career as a player, obviously now as a coach too, and she's done a really nice job navigating, circumstances that have happened. I'm sure you heard, lost Ashton Pryor a little bit before the season, and obviously that puts a damper on everything. And you just see the rebound that the girls have had, and they've been able to play, with Ashton in memory. And, we do the same thing. We have, pink belts and other things that we commemorate her with and want to remember. So, but you lump all that into, with them, playing well, winning, quite a few conference games in a row, and just kind of finding their stride at the right time. Just goes to show you just what kind of buttons that she can push and how she can get the most out of her team. So it's been awesome to see. Our fields are right next to each other, so you're able to kind of see that progress and how they go about their business firsthand, and it's just been nothing but impressive. So she's been a wonderful addition, and I believe that she's going to continue to keep having great success here at Boonville.
And this week you've got Tecumseh at home today, and you've got Evansville Christian home on Thursday, and then on Monday you've got Tell City rain out makeup away. Why don't you preview those games for us?
So with Tecumseh today, obviously your county rival, having them here at home, it's a big night for us. We're actually going to honor some alumni who have been an imprint and a staple in the Boonville program since before all of us were around. So we're excited to have them here, and Tecumseh brings a great crowd, just like all their sports do, and we're just hoping for a good one. Dominic Sharp's going to take the ball for us today, and I think it's his calendar as one he's really excited for. So I believe that he's going to come out and show great intensity, great fire, and he's going to be locked in from the first pitch. So just our keys to that game are we going to have to really tighten things up defensively. We know Tecumseh likes to bunt, they like to run. They like to play a lot of small ball, and so we just need to be prepared for that and make sure that our communication is on point. Offensively, we really need to make sure we're attacking fastballs and really find a way to really have good at bats, and especially in 2-strike counts, and make it tough on their guys. Let's see how quick we can get to the bullpen, and I think if you can do that, you give yourselves a really good chance to win. So I know we're going to come out with some energy. We're going to come out fired up and excited, and we just hope to contain our emotions enough for us to be able to sustain that for 7 innings. Going to Evansville Christian, we've played them before. It's an up-and-coming program now with their first season of eligibility in the state tournament. So we know they're really looking to try and get some wins on their resume to give some confidence going forward into their sectional. But looking at the records ultimately doesn't matter. That's why you still play the game, and we got to make sure that we play the game and really build off today, and really have a fire under our belt there as well too, and just really try to take care of business. I think that's the ultimate goal is to keep getting yourself in a good rhythm enough to where when you get to that sectional, you know exactly what you're up against. So, and for us, Tell City, again with Coach Bedingfield, he's going to have a 3-game week as well. So, we've already talked kind of what we're going to do with pitching and other things like that. And, we joke around and we talk about, maybe throwing guys a couple times, just to try to get that conference game. But, we're really going to have to try and take it one at a time. We're going to worry about Tecumseh first, Evansville Christian after that, and then when Tell City comes to our doorstep, then we're really focusing on them. So we know they're going to compete. They played better, and we've really got to make sure that we are on, firing all cylinders, communicating defensively, making the routine plays, having good at-bats in the box and throwing strikes on the mound. It's boring, but it's a very simple recipe for success. And we want to make sure that we're taking care of that and doing everything we can to make sure that, it's a win for us. So, we're looking forward to this part of the schedule. As you know, next week, it's a monster week for us. It's, we have Charlestown tournament where there's a lot of good teams, up there, and that really helps us prepare. So, we're excited to play. We're excited to get out here in front of our home fans and, really try to give them a show. I think it's going to be a pretty good ball game today, and we just hope that we're the ones that come out on top.
And I know that most of the month of May will go to the regular season, but last Sunday the sectional draw did come out. And how did the sectional draw come out for the Boonville Pioneers?
So we are behind the Memorial Boston game, so we played a 7 o'clock game. I'm not sure exactly the dates for that. I believe maybe Wednesday, kind of the last week of May there. But our draw is Gibson Southern, and playing them before, you obviously have a lot of information, and we were able to see probably their number one in Garrett Reed, and that's what we're going to expect to see that game too. But I think for us, being able to have experience playing at UMV, usually more than they did since they just moved back into our sectional this year. We have that experience of playing on turf, and we hope we can use that to our advantage and know we're going to get true hops, and we just got to take care of things defensively. But we know that if we were able to win that game, Memorial's going to be lurking, and they're going to have their 1 and 2 available. So we've seen Matthew Fisher, really good arm, good velocity on his fastball, good off speed, controls the running game pretty well. But seeing him early in this year, really kind of gives us some confidence that we can hang with the best. And I believe that, once we get past game 1, if we're fortunate enough to do that, then we know we've got to war that game 2 to go play in the sectional championship that night. So our draw isn't maybe as ideal as we want it to, but ultimately you have to play well, and you have to execute offensively, defensively on all the mounds. So it's really no different than anything. I understand for the seniors, that's kind of your last guarantee. We want to make sure that we just are allowing them to have a legacy left of excellence, and that's really our goal. But ultimately, we're gonna cross that bridge when we get there. So we had a lot of season before that, but the draw is the draw, and we can't control it. So we're gonna go out and do everything we can to stay within our control and play the best game that we're possibly capable of.
Well, Coach, good luck to the Boonville Pioneers this week.
I appreciate it, Joe. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me, be able to talk about Coach Chapman, what a great job she's doing, and hopefully both of us are going to be able to give you some good news moving forward next week.
And you're listening to the Eric Barnes Show on Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by William Brewster Communications. We'll see you next week.